Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to come to you this morning and to share something that I've been doing that I think was a phenomenal exercise, and I think that I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. And that's to really, truly analyze your life. I've been going through a process where I've analyzed my life more in depth than I ever have ever. And this is the effects of it. I have over, I'm going to shift to this side here. I have over, just every page, at least on the front, is full. And then I've started the next page. And it's analyzing my life in a way that is helping me to find better clarity in what I want to do. And last week, one of the videos that I talked about was, why are you hanging this picture here? Why are you doing this? Well, this book kind of does that for me now. This is my life. This is my life in a nutshell, where I want to go, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I go through and I analyze it in very detailed, what's the purpose and what's my overall premise for that. And it's analyzing it in the health and their fitness, and it's analyzing it in your social, in your emotional, in your romantic life. I mean, just in all aspects of your life. It's asking you to, I went through this program that's asking you to do this. And my life for the next, what I want to build is right here. So now when that question comes up, why, it's right here. And then as you start analyzing it, as you start going through it and you're doing the kind of discovering your premise and what your whole understanding is, then you create what your vision, what the vision is that you want to accomplish that. So let me just give you an example. Here's the premise of my health and fitness. My body knows what it needs and keeps me in the best shape to perform all of my goals and desires. My goals and desires increase and are accomplished because I'm healthy. My mind is sharp and recalls all information needed when needed. That's just a little bit, okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing. But there's my premise. Part of the premise is to realize that my health and my fitness affect every aspect of my life. It affects my relationship. It affects my mental clarity. It affects my ability to do things, my connection with my children. It affects my romantic relationship. It affects my career. Our health affects every aspect of our life. And then the second premise is, I believe my body is something to cherish and to take care of. In a spiritual sense, I believe it's a temple. I believe that we have been given this body to take care of it the same way we would the most precious thing we could think of. And if we take care of it, it will fulfill and do the things we need it to do and want it to do, if we take care of it. I am the one that controls my physical destiny. I'm the one that is in control of what I'm going to eat that morning. I'm the one that is in control of what I'm going to do that afternoon. That comes back to me. Nobody else. That comes back to me. So then after I've got the premise, then I went through and I created my overall vision of what I wanted. And I'm just going to share a little bit. It says, I am lean, strong, full of energy, ready to help others. My mental health and physical strength helps me accomplish all my goals. I only crave good, healthy foods. I embody ideal fitness and wellness. I am strong and fit. I'm an athlete. So then I took my premise, I created my overall vision of what I wanted to do. Then the next part of that is the purpose. Why? You got to know why you want to do these things, because then when the time comes that you're tested, you're challenged on if you're going to do something or not, you know why. And so here's my purpose. Again, I'm just going to read just a little bit. It says, my purpose is to be happier and good example to my children. I want my wife to be proud of her husband's body and want me. Hey, personal. I don't want to go to the hospital or take medications, and I want to allow my example to influence others around me. So that's my purpose. Well, okay, now we've got kind of our basic premise. We've got a vision now. We understand the purpose. How? How are we going to do that? Well, this is essentially how I'm going to do this. First, I will create the ideal meal plan for me. I will create the exercise plan for me. I will follow that exercise plan. I will continue to increase my knowledge and to find things that I do love to do. As I went through this exercise, I thought, at first when I invested in this program, I thought, is it really going to be worth it? Well, my question to you is, how many times have you looked at your life in so much depth that you've kind of created a plan, that you have a vision, that you have a strategy, and you have a reason why? My guess is you probably haven't. I hadn't up to that point. And now I realize the importance of having it written down. See, now I can go back and I can read it, I can edit it, I can change it. Well, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it into a digital version. After I put it into that digital version, then I'll be able to even edit it easier, put pictures, and then I'm going to take and print that out. I'm going to put it in this binder right here, unless I decide I want to put it in a different one. I'm going to put it in this binder right here, and then I can look at it on a regular basis to see if I am accomplishing and doing and becoming the person I want to be. You've got to be able to analyze. You've got to take and step back and say, okay, am I doing this? And then you have to be honest with yourself. You know, I realized this morning as I was doing this, and I went fishing with some friends yesterday over the holiday, and I took my two oldest boys, and we went ice fishing. I say fishing, we didn't do much catching. I needed my brother to be there, but we went fishing, and while we're there, they brought out donuts, and a lot of them. They said, hey, eat up until they're done. Well, up to this point, I hadn't really eaten a lot of junk food for quite a while since doing this whole journey. And I see these donuts, and I hadn't eaten that morning, and I'm like, I'm doing the intermittent fasting. Well, here is why you need to have a why. I said, I'm gonna have a break day. So I ate a donut. And then I ate another donut, because that other one looked good too. And I went to go grab a third donut. Oh man, it was like calling my name. It was just sitting right there. It was the kind I really like. It had the filling. And I'm sitting there going, oh, I want that donut. As a matter of fact, there was a couple times I got up to actually get that donut. But I stepped back and I said, that is not accomplishing what I want to do in my life. That is not going to help me be healthy. That is not going to help me to be strong. That is not going to give me mental clarity. So I stepped back and I sat back down in my chair as I'm sitting here fishing. And then I swear It had vocal cords because it was saying, "Come eat me, Tony. You need to eat me. If you don't eat me, I will rot and die and nothing will have been beneficial." I mean, I have all these weird thoughts going on in my head about that stupid donut. Ow! It was driving me crazy. But I kept going back. No. I've already given myself permission and I ate those 2 donuts. I'm not going any further. But man, it was calling me. I mean, it was calling me seriously, like it had vocal cords and it was speaking my name. It knew my love language. It knew everything about me, and it was calling. Have you ever felt like that? Felt like you just almost can't resist? Well, this is the closest thing I could think of addiction. And oh, how painful that is. But I still knew my why. I knew that I wanted to be better and healthier and stronger. I want to be in my 80s, 90s, and 100s, still playing sports with my kids, still out there running and playing and jumping around. I've heard people say, "No, you can't do that. Your body starts to age, your body shuts down, all of this." I do not agree with that anymore. I think that is a negative limiting belief that we've been instilled with because of the negative emotions that hold us back and make us sick. I've sat and I've watched a man who I've been following for quite a while, and his name is John. I can't remember his last name, but anyways, his name is John. At 20 years of age, he was this lean, fit guy. Now let's fast forward another 20 years. Now most people, when they get reach that 20 plus years, they get some of the bulge, they get some of the fatty skin. I mean, and they really kind of let their health go downhill. But he chose, back when he was 20, he says, "I'm going to have a healthy, active, and I'm going to be fit and lean and athletic the same way I am now when I'm 40. Everybody said, "You can't do that. Your body is going to do this." He refused to believe it. And he posted a photo of him, of when he was 20, and then a photo when he was 40. It looks like it literally was taken at the same time. He didn't have the age wrinkles. He didn't have the body fat that we assume. And he was still lifting, and he was athletic. He was outdoing. He was going and doing and living his dream. He didn't give in to the lie that it's just normal, it's natural, it happens. Bull! We choose that. It's a conscious choice we make. I have seen so many people do this over and over again and defy what was normal and natural. So that goes back to the reason we need a vision. We've got to have a vision of where we want to go. Then we need to have a purpose of why we want to go there, and then create a strategy behind that. I share that with you because I've realized that so many times I've lacked vision. I thought I had some vision. I want to do this. Well, that's not enough vision. My vision before was, okay, here I am. This is where I want to go. And that goal is, let's just say, is to go to Cabo. Okay? So my vision was just go to Cabo. Nothing else in between. I didn't really have a reason why, nothing. Well, my vision now is more like this. Still, I want to go to Cabo. But why? So I can build my relationship with my wife. So I can face fear. Now, a lot of you may think like going to Cabo, what's the big deal about that? I don't like to travel. I really never have. I just as soon stay right here, go outside, work in my yard, watch things grow and nurture that, and take my kids occasionally fishing, and I'm good, I'm happy. But my wife loves to travel. Before she met me, she was like traveling all over the place. She backpacked toward Europe. She did some what I consider crazy things, but she loves to do this. I hate. So as soon as she married me, guess how much traveling she did? Zero. I just had no desire. I mean, we would go to the national parks around here and experience what's local. And I told her, I have to step back a bit. One of the reasons I'm realizing now is I told her that I don't like to travel. And so let's just experience what's around here. Everybody always goes somewhere else to see what's there. You know, I know people who came all the way from New York to Utah to see the temple and to see the, Zion's National Park and Bryce Canyon and all these canyons right around here, but they haven't gone to the Statue of Liberty. And it's right there in their back door. They spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to come out here, but they won't go to the Statue of Liberty. So I kind of use that as an excuse, and I realized after going through this process, that was an excuse. It helped to say, oh, let's just experience what's here, because then I didn't have to face my fear of travel. Well, no longer. I'm forcing myself. So then my wife became to face my fear, build my relationship. Another one of my why is to be an example to my kids. I want my kids to realize you've got to face your fears. You've got to go out and do it. And now that instead of just going to Cabo, the vision is to sit on the beach. Whoops, beach. There we go. The vision is to go to some famous arches. Now, I am going back to me. I don't like to travel. And then when I do go somewhere, I'm fine to sit in a hotel and make an occasional journey out and walk along a beach, and I'm fine with that. Unless it's Disneyland. I love Disneyland. But this is where I'm at, is I'm stretching myself. I'm facing my fear. I'm now putting more vision into what I want to do there. We may do some snorkeling. I'm just opening up the doors. We're gonna go do a glass bottom boat ride. I've never done anything like this. Never have I done anything like this. But I had to start expanding my vision so that I would. I had to expand my vision and realize fear was holding me back and holding my wife back. And when you go somewhere with your spouse or with your family, when you go outside of your comfort zone and you go outside of anybody's field of what's the word I'm looking for? When you go outside of somebody's what they're knowing, it's a whole new relationship building. When you take a friend, and I went with a friend down to Tijuana. Whew, man, that was eye-opening. We were 16 years old and we went to Tijuana. And I developed a friendship with that friend, unlike any of my other friends, because of travel. Well, I've realized when I've gone with just my wife and I, and we've gone to spend a week in Park City or Bear Lake or I can't even remember all of the places, or even just down the street in a hotel, and just her and I, only her and I, our relationship grows so much more. It becomes unified in a way unlike anything else can. Well, then you exemplify that by going completely out of your comfort zone, and neither of us have been there. We're just going to build an experience and a relationship with that experience even that much stronger. When I go traveling with friends, I've realized that I've got a stronger connection with those friends. So the more we have the vision and the more we understand why, now it's just, how do we do it? How do we get there? What's the strategy behind it? Well, the strategy first starts to come into identifying this vision. First, we have to understand what it's going to take to get there. We've got to know all the intricacies to make it happen. And then we can put little micro strategies around that. So I've been studying on the different things that go there. And let me tell you, this still makes me nervous. When I pick up the book or I'm looking online and studying what to do, I get this feeling inside. Well, I implement the same tools and techniques that I've been talking to you guys about this whole time. Write, burn, let go. And I push forward, I push through it. And so I'm realizing, okay, part of my strategy is also part of the same reason why is we're going to strengthen my relationship. Well, I start building and strengthening that relationship now. I'm intentionally doing things for Renee and to Renee, I'll massage her hair and I'll say I love you and I'll leave a little note or something, and I'm intentionally doing things now that strengthen that relationship, which then it's just getting to be that much stronger. Awesome. The other strategy that I'm doing is I've budgeted exactly how much we need. But I was like, forget that. I'm going to tell you about budget. So I bought the food plan. This is one of those all you can eat and drink and everything. While you're there, it's covered in my overall purchase. And so I budgeted that in. So I knew that I've got, except for the flight. I'm figuring out the flight right now. And so part of the strategy that I'm doing with the flight is I'm watching the flight times. When is it the cheapest? I'm watching, I've got a Google alert on the flights so I can see when it's going up, when it's going down. I can see its lowest point. And so I can evaluate when's going to be the best time to purchase those tickets. Another strategy to make this vision reality and to live the life I want to live is I am intentionally sharing. See, I'm intentionally sharing this with you. A, it helps make a commitment between you and I. B, it helps to hold me accountable and to show you guys you've got to face your fears. And your fear is going to be a little different than mine, or maybe the same, or maybe tremendously different. But it's still the fear, and you just got to face it. Well, when you look and you create your overall premise, the reason why you want to do it, and kind of your overall, not reason why, but your overall understanding of what you're wanting, and then you create your vision, then you just create your purpose and then your why. When you do those four things, no matter what goal that is, you're going to accomplish it. You are going to accomplish it. Because you can't unite a whole vision, purpose, and strategy behind something without accomplishing your goal. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen because the universe, everything just starts to flow that way. It's interesting how, as I'm starting to do this, I started also recognizing some of the negative thoughts and feelings and beliefs that I had. Like, oh, if you go travel, you're gonna die, and your kids are gonna be left fatherless and motherless, and then they're gonna grow up and they're gonna have awful time. They're never gonna learn how to be whole and complete because they have this trauma that they haven't gotten past. This is the crap that's going on in my head. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm allowing my vision and holding back, building my relationship, showing an example to my children, and facing my fear because of this huge story that I've created in my mind that is completely false. There's nothing, I mean, is it could that possibly happen? Absolutely. Is it likely it's going to happen? 99.999% of no. Because I've taught my children these techniques. I've taught my children to learn to love and to care for each other. And they have loving and supportive family. And even if they didn't, they have a loving and supportive religious and spiritual growth. There's so much that we hold ourselves back because of this ridiculous story that's in our mind. And so to face that, we've got to create our premise, we've got to have our vision, create our purpose, and why. Please, 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 please take this time right now. What is a goal that you have? Then create a vision around that. You've got to have good health. Health affects everything. So if you do not have good health, I would start right there. How can you build a better and healthy body? What's your premise behind it? Why do you, I keep saying why, but what is your overall feelings of health? Do you think it's important? Do you think that it governs your life in any way? Well, I know it does, but create your own. Then your vision. What is your vision behind it? Why do you want to have good health? What is it you would do? And what would it be the purpose behind it? I've got so much knowledge that I've learned as I dissected my own life, as I've gone through and find the little tiny things that I realize, oh my gosh, this is holding me back. Well, because of doing this, guess what? Renee and I are going to Cabo. I started watching things, saw prices drop, bought the tickets. Now I'm watching things here so I can buy these tickets as soon as the flight comes up. I am facing my fear. I am showing my children that I'm an example that you never give up and that you don't give in to your fears. And then I am building that relationship with my wife. So what is it? What goal are you working on right now that you need to go through this process and really build it out, create that vision, and then a purpose, and then a strategy to get it? You're amazing. Believe it. Have a fantastic, wonderful day.